What is going on, everybody? This is BroncoJuggalo.
And Bill.
Welcome back to Wild Eye Week.
We got our next movie.
We are doing today the 2013 zombie western, Dead Justice.
Dead Justice!
Also known as Cowboy Zombies and Walking Dead in the West.
Now, to be honest, with this film, it's kind of
middle of the road. It's middle of the road. Let's just be honest. But it's not terrible. It's not a bad film.
No, it's not
it's a film with some heart. You can just tell that it was.
You could tell that they were trying really hard, but with the budget they had, they couldn't get exactly what they wanted.
Well, I think the budget and the script. I think the script was an issue because...
Yeah.
We'll get into it here in pros and cons. But honestly, guys, that's kind of why I'm putting this in the middle of Wild Eye Week. Because I want to come back from this one on a higher note, so let's hope that happens. We'll see what happens with the next review.
Yeah.
But, as I was saying, this movie, and as he was saying, it's kind of middle of the road, it's kind of blah. I still found some enjoyment in the film.
I didn't hate it.
I'm not a big zombie person anyways.
I like zombies if they're done right.
And I did like the way the zombies were done in this film. It had kind of an old school feel to it.
Yeah, kind of, not those fast zombies. Whoa, I run fast. No, it's more back to old school, right?
Yeah, but I'm also talking about the look, and we're going to get into all that here in just a quick second.
Yeah.
But before I do, I just wanted to mention, the reason I think this movie has the feel that it does is it feels like a TV film.
It kind of does.
And that is because I believe that our director, Paul Winter, came from television. He worked as a producer and all kinds of things on television pilots pretty much his entire career. So he was a television guy.
Yeah.
I think that's why this kind of has that kind of middle of the road, kind of made for TV kind of feel to it. That he does a decent job. He was pulling double duty. Not only is he directing, but he also stars in the film as the main character, the Marshal. So it's just kind of, whatever.
It's one of those movies that you can, if you watch it, hey, watch it and take it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. It's worth watching at least once.
This is a low-budget zombie western with some heart. Just the execution, and honestly, I'm sorry, but I want to blame the writer. I want to blame the scriptwriter for it. Because this movie doesn't really have much of a point to it. And it doesn't even really have an ending or even an arc. There's no arc in this movie.
Unfortunately not.
Anyways, as we were saying, in the pros and cons, let's just start with the cons. That's one of the cons for me. The movie, as I said, it ends abruptly, just bam. You think that there's something else is going to happen, and you're like, nope, it's done. And I don't know if the lesson of the movie is learning to adapt to live in your new world.
I don't know either.
Whatever, but there is no real arc in this story. There's no arc in the characters. Nobody goes through any major transformations aside from the people who become zombies.
No, some people do. Our narrator goes through some transitions.
The main character.
Yeah, but he narrates too. And like he said, he would have never trusted the Apache. He would have never thought of going with the dog soldier.
There's no real big thing that he had to overcome. It just kind of...
No, but it did kind of go into that and say, hey...
They tried to throw a love interest in towards the end of the film. They tried to throw a love interest in.
Yeah.
That didn't really work. And then we just kind of forget at the end. Well, I don't want to give the whole movie away. Let you go out and see it for yourself.
Yeah.
You can get it off Hamilton Book for like $1.90, I think it is.
I think it is $1.95.
Yeah, it's really cheap on Hamilton Book right now.
Yeah.
But, as I said, I felt that they had heart. I really did.
They tried. They really tried in this film.
What did you have for a con?
Okay, con. The gun mechanics, kind of not there. You know, I'm a gun enthusiast. He is too, if you don't like him or not, but guns are just a tool. They're a tool. But you even said while we were watching this film, that doesn't sound like a gun going off.
And okay, that's what you meant by mechanics. I wasn't sure what you meant. Because I was like, well, they were fired okay and they worked like they were supposed to. But
sound like a cap gun.
For me, that was my biggest con in the film. First, I noticed it with the sound effects, with the gunshots being very quiet, not sounding the way they should sound. A shotgun sounding like a pistol, just didn't sound right. That kind of thing. And then I noticed it too with the dialogue. The music was heavy and loud, but the dialogue was really low. We had to turn it way up.
We had to turn it up
every
almost
time
to
our
max.
main character narrated over something, you could barely hear what he was saying.
Yeah.
That was my biggest con for this film. Was the dialogue, the sound in this movie was just not done well.
It really wasn't. Like I said, I had to turn this up on the television to almost max volume so we could hear the dialogue and the gunshots. Shouldn't have to do that. And usually when you transfer things over, it shouldn't be that quiet. I think they just did not have the proper mics.
I really don't have any other cons, do you?
Okay, my next con for this film is where we bring in some of our characters. They've all been thrown off by a horse, yet we don't see this happening. Everybody's been thrown off by a horse. Oh, I was riding my horse and this flash of light happened and I got thrown off by my horse. What the fuck is this?
We only see a couple horses in the whole film.
And they're in town
it's
mostly.
Probably, except for the one that the marshal's riding at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's probably because of the budget. They probably didn't have the budget to rent a bunch of horses.
But still, that was kind of a story thing that was like, oh, we run into this new character. I got thrown by my horse. Run into the next one. I got thrown by my horse. What the fuck? Can't we come up with something else? Sorry.
Any more cons?
No.
Well, guys, getting into pros, I know that Bill had some issues with some of the acting in the film. For me, yes, it wasn't great acting for most of the people, but I come to expect that with certain low-budget films.
Yeah.
One thing that I did really like about the acting is they used a lot of local actors. This film was filmed in Arizona. They used natives. They used, for the character Jasper the bartender, he's a native from right there by where they filmed.
He's my favorite character in this film.
All of the Native Americans were played by local Native Americans from the Arizona area where they filmed the movie.
That is cool.
Including the two that actually were actors. They live right there in Arizona. There was a few MMA fighters in the film, which I found out that the director at 66 years old has been training in martial arts since he was a little kid. He's an MMA fighter himself, even though I'm not sure if he's had any fights. He just trains. But I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, they did a good job for what they were doing. You could tell they were having fun.
Yes.
You could tell that the actors were having fun. And to me, that means a lot because in these low-budget films, yes, you're not always going to get the best acting.
Yes.
I do, zero-budget projects with people. And I've even done some with we've done some. I've got a couple of original scripts. Have you seen them? Those shorts. We're not trained actors. We're nothing like that.
No.
But we have a blast doing it.
Oh, that's the thing about it. Having fun doing it.
I don't care if it sucks. As long as I'm having fun, I don't care.
Hell yeah, man. Alright. Going from there, I love the sets and the clothing that they use. You could tell they tried.
They filmed this actually at Cowtown Studios on the back lot there, which is basically designed to be an old western town and old western ruins and train tracks, and they utilize their sets extremely well. I think it was cool to go to that place, rent it out, be able to film there, and you know, and like you said, the costume design was
the clothing,
really good.
Yes, it was period designed.
Right.
But they probably got it from the same place. Who knows? But that's what I love about films like this. You know, when they get shit like this right.
Yeah, when it looks right, when it doesn't look like a Roy Rogers with the tassels and all the bright colors.
Yeah, nobody did that shit. Nobody did that shit.
Back to the Future 3 kind of thing where he dresses Marty up looking like a, you know...
A rodeo clown, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. No, they actually got it pretty good in this film, I thought. I love seeing stuff like that. Somebody taking the time to do that.
And we talked about this during the film while we were watching it. I said that, you know, if they took the zombies out, this would be just a pretty decent TV Western, you know, that was on TV. If they could have been fighting off a band of Apaches, or they could have been fighting off some bandits or whatever. You know, I think it's cool that there's Apaches in their group, and it's kind of showing how people can work together and come together. And I did like that. That's cool. I don't know if they were intentionally trying to give that message, but I still liked it, you know.
Well, who knows?
Right. You know, I want to get back to the acting for just a second.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the acting of our zombies.
Okay,
you know, they did a pretty good job. Like you said, this was classic zombie. This wasn't, you know, Walking Dead, you know, tons of makeup.
Or the remake.
All kinds of stuff, or body parts missing, things like that.
Or the remake of
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
They kind of just shambled along. But then what was cool is when, like, okay, dude gets shot, the zombie gets shot in the head, bam, his head, literally the heads of the people would go, and they would just collapse. You know, their body language and their body acting, their physical acting, sorry, that's the word, physical acting, was really good. It didn't look fake, it didn't look stiff. It was very organic, and for the most part,
looking like
it didn't look like CGI. It looked really good. It looked organic, and I enjoyed that. So I think that like the extras that played the zombies, they did a good job, if you ask me.
I'll give you that.
My final pro, I'm just going to lead off with it. My final pro, I liked the look of the zombies. Now, I read one reviewer who said it looked cheap and terrible.
Pale.
It's old school. This is not a high budget film. This isn't CGI world. It's not The Walking Dead. They couldn't afford all that shit.
They can't get Tom Savini.
Maybe they didn't want to either. They went with kind of the white face, maybe a few scars here and there, things like that. Blood all over their mouths, and, you know, dark around the eyes. And I didn't mind that. I enjoyed that.
I didn't mind it all myself either.
I like that when they do that in movies, if it's done right.
Yes.
Now, if this is a big-ass blockbuster and they've got the fucking budget and shit, unless
expect
they're doing it...
more.
Yeah, expect a little more.
Unless they sell it as that.
Exactly. When you're a low-budget film and you're doing your damnedest with what you have, that earns points for me.
Hell yeah.
Dead Justice, I've heard nothing good about it. It's not the greatest of film. It is very middle-of-the-road kind of film.
Kind of blah.
But I still say that's because of the storyline and issues there. I still say to give it a chance because it has some heart and...
Give it a try.
The filmmakers deserve it.
They do. They really fucking do. Give it a shot. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But at least give it a shot.
Yep. Any more pros?
No, I've got nothing left myself.
Well, guys... This has been a lot of fun so far. We've got a few more coming up. So...
Keep watching Wild Eye Week.
Definitely. Check out everybody else doing Wild Eye Week. And remember, this has been an awesome experience for everybody in the horror community. I hope you've enjoyed it just as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. BroncoJuggalo saying, peace.
And Bill say, check out Wild Eye Week. Don't stop watching. Good night.
Cut off your face. The number word like a mask. We're gonna look so much alike then. Cut off your face. I might just use it to wipe my ass whenever I go to take a dump. Cut off your face. They put the lotion on the skin until they do a finna strike them. Cut off your face. From LSD we give it a second away while making a speaker stomp. Pull the skin back, wait the fuck back.